What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's episode of AEW Dynamite Recap Show. Appreciate everybody tuning in. This is, of course, the aftermath of the Forbidden Door pay-per-view that happened this Sunday. It wasn't able to catch it, but excuse me, but I did see some clips here and there. I'll talk more about that tonight on Hot Show live stream, so check that out at 8 p.m. this evening. This week's AEW Dynamite took place at the most famous bingo hall in the world, the ECW Arena, now known as the 2300 Arena. Yes, I am so old. I remember it being called ECW Arena. I was actually reading about ECW and watching as it was brand new, how it was revolutionizing the whole business at the time. Of course, now Forbidden Doors over with. Now they're going to start focusing on All In, their next pay-per-view. Before I get started with everything, you folks know what to do. Help your boy out. If you big fan like me talking about wrestling, hit that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Did you watch Forbidden Door? Let me know what you thought about it. What you think about this week's Dynamite, or just be friendly, say hello. That's always cool too. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. That'll be greatly appreciated. Now with all that out of the way, let's work and go. First segment, supposed to have a match, but FTR, they will come out to the ring saying they got screwed by the ref at Forbidden Door. The illegal man got pinned, or the legal man was in the ring. Stokely and the ref kind of got heated. Cue the music. Here comes Adam Copeland, or Cope. He comes out and he kind of like looking around for Christian, but that sneaky bastard, he snuck right behind FTR, and that's when the brawl started. Cage got on Mike a little bit and looked at Cash, or talked to Cash Wheeler, and said, "Hey, don't you have a dad?" And Cope was like, "Okay, no. But the fans, hey, this is Philadelphia. This is ECW Arena. Of course they're going to be savages." So he handed the mic right back to him. And he said, "Yep, that bitch is dead, ain't he?" So there was a match set for between the two teams to come all out. First match of the night. Pretty good match here. Daniel Garcia going against Jon Moxley. Moxley shows that he can go out and have good matches. It's not that he doesn't need the blood and guts and stuff like that. But he can just go out and have a straight up good match. This was a good match here. Daniel worked on the leg when he was at the advantage. Mox almost got a count out win after hitting the double underhook DDT on the steps. John countered a Dragon Slayer. Then Daniel Garcia countered a Bulldog Choke. John was able to turn around to a small package, keeping it wrestling. 1, 2, 3. Jon Moxley wins. After the match, Wheeler Yuta got on the mic. he was kind of in his feels a little bit. Expressed how he does not get disrespected by the fans. The lights goes out, the music comes on. Here comes Hook. He comes to the ring. Hook, or excuse me, Healer runs towards him. Hook dodges, locks in the red room, and looked like he let go of the red room to hit a good old fashioned flying five arm, made famous by Terry Taylor. Yeah, five arm, forearm, whatever you want to call it. After that, we got a women's tag team action. Megan Bain and Penelope Ford going against Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander. So I'm kind of confused here. Is Statlander a babyface again? I know he was a heel. She was trying to reconnect with Willow after she turned on her, but Willow wasn't having it. Then Chris Statlander had like a little sit down interview and was like, I don't care, whatever. And what was that pay per view before this? All In. He was putting a good whooping on Willow with a couple of partners. I think Mega Bane was one of them. They would double team on Willow Nightingale. Anyway, but like I tell you one thing though, Chris Statlander keeps this up, he will break the record of the WWE Big Show. How many times he turned back and forth. Anyway, so Stat and Cameron had things going their way in the beginning. Then Bane and Ford took over, worked on Harley Quinn, hot tagged Statlander. Everybody gets their shit in. Statlander gets Penelope Ford to tap out to I'm just going to call it a modified Rings of Saturn. Look pretty good. How she got into it, kind of awkward, but either way, she locked it in pretty good. Gets Penelope Ford to tap out. Bane and Statlander go back at it again. Willow Nightingale comes in. Everybody looks confused. What's going on? They said Harley Quinn, I guess, was trying to play peacemaker between the two, but we should see later on what happens. Next up, we got Miss Nine Belts, I do believe. She wants belt number 10, and don't care to hear about any of those potential challengers for any of her championships. Then we go into an 8-man tag. Brody King, Bandito versus Jet Speed, Kevin the Jet Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey versus the Don Callis family. Kazuki Okada, Kazuki Takeshita, excuse me, Josh Alexander, and Ichiro. That sound right? Sorry, it's the southern in me, folks. Anyway, Don Callis will win this when Alexander dodges a shooting star knee drop by Speedball, rolls him up, family blocks any attempt to break up the pin, and secures the victory for his team. Next up, your AEW World Champion. He comes out, gives thanks to Will Ospreay, puts his focus on MJF. This when Don Callis comes out, says the only reason Paige ever got the title the first time was because of the weak link of the family, that being Kenny Omega. He calls for his family to come out to ringside, surrounds the champ. Of course, they start brawling there. Jet Speed comes out to assist. For an assist, Callis hands a steel baton to get the beat down on Bailey and the rest, but Kenny Omega's music hits to a big pop, of course. And he comes running down the ring and helps everybody out. They leave Archer in the ring. That leaves Bailey make sure the ring was clear. Nobody to interfere. Combination buckshot lariat and V triggers sends Archer to the mat. So looks like we have a little reunion between the former tag team champions Kenny Omega and the Rhinestone Cowboy Adam Page. Next up, we got a trios tag team title match. The Ops versus Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. Oh gosh, poor guys. Anyway, the Ops fight their way back into the match. Joe would get the submission win. The Hurt Syndicate and the Gates of Acme would actually brawl after this match. This leads to the main event, Paul's Count Anywhere, and you know what happens. Lots of moving furniture here. Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli. After Claudio took over the match, Allin fights back, of course. Connects with a big code red, goes for the cover, but Castagnoli survives. Allin goes up, hits the coffin drop, pops right back up, and hits another one for the 1, 2, 3. Darby Allin wins. A mysterious guy in a hoodie. They always gotta have hoodies on. It wound up being Gabe Kidd. It comes out to attack Darby Allin. The rest of the Death Riders come out, but Darby Allin was able to dip, dive, dodge. I forgot the rest of it. Anyway, they wound up being able to get the heck out of there, and that's how the show ends. So yes, we got some things heating up for All In. Like I said, the match between, I guess they call them CNC Factory or wherever it was, Edge and Christian, Hope and Christian Cage, whatever you want to call it. They'll be going against FTR, and I guess they're going to kind of warm up a match here with Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin. Don't know why, since it was Claudio, this match could have been on pay-per-view, but I digress on that. Anyway, that does it for this week's AEW Dynamite. Hope you folks liked it. You folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald